Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at JRPGs. They've been a pillar of this industry for decades, and with the genre making even more headway in the West over the past decade, I thought it would be a good idea to round up 5 of them that I think every single person interested in JRPGs needs to play at least once. There's a good mixture of old and modern here, so let's get started. The strongest opinion I hold on JRPGs is that if somebody wants to try this genre, Dragon Quest XI should be the first one they play. Now, there are plenty of JRPGs not on this list that are better than Dragon Quest XI, but this game's simplicity makes it the perfect benchmark. Dragon Quest XI is a very simple game. It contains everything that people love about JRPGs, but streamlines it. The story hits all the same notes and tropes that you'd expect from this genre, but it's not too outlandish and complex. The combat is enjoyable turn-based combat, but without all the flash and pizzazz that you'd usually see in some other games of the genre. The world is bright and colourful, with plenty of aesthetically pleasing places to explore. The art style is simple and unique. This game has everything you expect from a JRPG, but tones it down. Even if you're somebody that loves JRPGs, there's no real reason that you wouldn't like this. It would definitely scratch the itch. When people think of JRPGs, they think of cutesy characters in a bright world with an optimistic story about saving the world. Tales of Berseria flips this on its head. This is a very dark story for this genre, as you set out on a violent quest of revenge against someone who took everything that mattered to you from you. Along the way, you travel with other people who have their own selfish reasons for joining you on your quest. This isn't a story of a group of amazing people willing to save the world. This is a story of a jagged ensemble consorting together to satisfy a grudge, and it's chilling. It's got a really impactful message, and I appreciated its coldness in a genre often filled with warmth. The combat isn't turn-based, it's real-time, and you select which combos you want equipped at any given time. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this sort of combat, although I did think that Tales of Arise improved upon the formula. However, that is the only area Arise outperforms Berseria. The game has a few issues though. The combat becomes really repetitive after a while, and there is a bit too much backtracking for a game that's north of 40 hours long for me, but every Tales fan has a favourite, and for me, it has to be Berseria. It blew me away, and I wish that everyone could experience what I did. Now, everyone has heard about how amazing Persona 5 is, and that's true, it is, but there'd be no point in me telling you that. You know that already. If you played Persona 5 and enjoyed it, you simply need to play Persona 3 Reload. The story here takes a good while to get going, and I mean a good while. I was enjoying the game at the start, but felt like something was missing. But let me tell you that when this game gets going, it does not stop. The theme of Persona 3 is all about accepting the inevitability of death and learning to embrace life rather than fear death itself. It's heavily profound with an ending that could very easily draw anybody to tears. It wasn't just me, I swear. The supporting cast are exceptional, everybody has their own relationship with death, and watching each character comes to terms with it as a concept is heartwarming. And then there's the combat. With this being a remake, a lot of Persona 5's smoothness carries over into this game. This is turn-based combat at its absolute peak. Weaknesses, strengths, tactics, ultimate abilities, it's all there, with some bosses that force you to utilise each party member's strength and use your brain to take down dastardly foes. I made a video on Persona 3 Reload a few weeks ago, and I just think this game is phenomenal. It's an absolute must-play for a fan of this genre. It is a bit different than most JRPGs though, as is the Persona series. Half of the game sees you living a regular life at school, making friends and doing things that you do at school. Some may find this boring, but it really isn't, and it really fits the game perfectly. Whilst the combat is fantastic, the dungeon crawling does become incredibly repetitive, but that is by design, and that can become tedious. But that aside, this game is outstanding, and an absolute must-play for a fan of JRPGs, especially if you enjoyed Persona 5. Hi everyone, this is me. Look how cool I am. Just wanted to take a 20-second break from the video to say that if you're enjoying the content, then to please check out some of the other videos on the channel if they look interesting to you. You'll be doing yourself a favour if you really think about it. I even have a playlist with some of my best videos, so they're easy viewing. Thanks guys, back to the video. At the time of recording, Infinite Wealth is my current game of the year, and that's because I'm a massive Yakuza fan and they knocked it out of the park with this one. Infinite Wealth puts the classic Yakuza spin on the JRPG genre, and it just works so well. It's much better than the previous installment, Yakuza 7, which was still good. The gameplay is just amazing to me. You can position yourself around the battle arena, which adds an extra tactical edge to things in terms of AoE attacks, for example. And then there's the job system, where you can equip each character with a job, and that job comes with new skills and abilities, giving you more customization with regards to your party setup. There's also Hawaii, which is a gorgeous setting. It's the first game in the series outside of Japan, and they goddamn nailed it. There's also so much side content to do. I platinumed the game at just over 100 hours of playtime, and I never got bored. There's an Animal Crossing style minigame that is fully fleshed out and can easily take up to 20 hours to complete. And there's a Pokemon style minigame where you collect people and face off against other trainers who also collect people. It's so dumb, but it works. The story is the only area where this game falters a little bit. It starts off strong and the middle portion is fantastic, but it really tails off towards the end, with too many characters not getting enough screen time, and Ichiban, the main character, not really developing enough and having some very strange decision making, which makes him seem a bit like a cartoon character. The main issue for newcomers is that this isn't really a great game to jump into the series with, which might make it a questionable choice on a list like this, but it's my list, screw you. But the Yakuza series is fantastic anyway, so just play them all in my humble opinion. I made a full 20-minute video on this game earlier this year, so I'll leave this segment at that. We've already gone on for quite a while here, but it's a fantastic game nonetheless. Now, you didn't think we were going to make a JRPG list and not include a Final Fantasy game, did you? I decided to go with my personal favourite, which is Final Fantasy X. The combat is phenomenal. The substitute system is perfect, where you can swap between party members mid-battle. It really helps you utilise your entire party's strengths and implores even more tactical complexity. The story is brilliant. It gets memed for the infamous laughing scene, but when you play the game, it actually fits the context quite well, and even if it didn't, moments such as the underwater scene would more than make up for it. It's a game with so many memorable sequences that it's just an experience I will always look back fondly on. A true titan of the genre, and for a very damn good reason. So those are my picks for 5 JRPGs I think everybody should play at least once before they die. Which games would you put on a list like this? Please let me know in the comments, and if I haven't played them I will take a look, but for now that's all from me. If you enjoyed the video then please leave a like, as it would really help me out, and if you want to see more videos from me then please consider subscribing, as I upload every single week. Have a nice day and goodbye.